9 FM, that's where you answer. Very good morning to you. We're hoping that your day's treating you well. That's wherever you're finding yourself. It is yet another day where we are powering your future alongside our family from the Ministry of Industries, Mines and Energy. And today we are talking, you're shining a spotlight on a key role that helps unlock Namibia's underground wealth. The Economic Geologists. Now, these professionals help identify where our future mines may be. They guide exploration and also investment that fuels economic growth. Joining me in studio today is Mr. Elkan Utoni. He's an economic geologist at the Geological Survey of Namibia. And guess what? They play a vital role in mapping out mineral potential and supporting sustainable development. But before I get too excited with everything else, it's only fair we start off with good mornings. How are we doing today?
Very well.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you very much. I always say, days like these are like moments in class, for me at least, and our listeners. And I think today is no exception. And it's only fair if we start off with perhaps just laying the grounds equally, and maybe you can share what exactly an economic geologist does and what, how different is this from other types of geology?
Well, economic geology basically is it involves the formation of mineral deposits and their distribution. So what an economic geologist does is basically just study that.
Okay.
And the idea is to support sustainable mining and mineral exploration. And the way that is different from what other geologists do, in essence, the economic geologists basically focus on mineable or viable concentrations of mineral resources.
Okay.
And so it's not just the exciting, think of finding minerals in the field, but they really focus on their viability to contribute to our economy.
Okay. Now, Namibia is known for its mineral wealth. I think that's something we like to also boast about. How does your division help identify and prioritize new areas for exploration?
Well, we do mineral prospectivity studies.
Okay.
And that, in essence, just entails integration of different data sets, so geoscientific data sets, integrated to generate targets. And basically, these targets are what basically make it very easy for exploration companies or any investor that is interested in venturing in mineral exploration. So that's in essence how we do it.
Okay. I mean, you are involved in compiling the National Minerals Resource Inventory. I'm curious, what kind of data goes into this and how is it used by policymakers and investors?
Well, the mineral resources inventory, basically it has a component of data coming from everywhere, from mineral exploration, so exploration results, but also from literature and from research work that we do at the survey. And so we put it all together for the sake of basically supporting exploration. And it's very important for investors because it basically acts as foundation data for them to build upon, and it basically also supports policy making. And decision makers can basically get this data and make decisions based on data. So data informed decisions. So, it's very important in that regard.
Okay. Good stuff. If you're just joining in, 99 FM, that's where you answer. Very good morning to you once again. It is the crossover. And I'm your host, Shante, powering the future with the Ministry of Industries, Mines and Energy. In the studio with me is an economic geologist giving us a little bit of an insight in terms of that as we, of course, shine a spotlight on key roles that help unlock Namibia's underground wealth. And, of course, who better to do it than Mr. Elkan Utoni, who is the economic geologist in studio with us. In a bit, we are going to tap into a whole lot more. I'm pretty excited about this one. He's going to be talking on how, their work supports responsible and sustainable mining practices. I'm sure you might have thought of that as well. And also just in his view, what minerals and regions in the country are showing the most promising signs for future exploration. Stick around, don't touch the dial. We'll be back right after this.
Namibia's energy future is bright, driven by innovation and our commitment to sustainability. At the Ministry of Mines and Energy, we ensure affordable and reliable security of energy supply. With goals anchored on renewable energy and diversifying our energy sources, we're building a resilient future focused on harnessing the power of nature. From our cities to the most remote villages, powering industries, uplifting communities, and fostering economic growth. Harnessing our resources, powering our future.
Today is really a beautiful, if you ask me, a beautiful lecture. I feel like I am truly in class as we touch base on what an economic geologist does and really some of the roles that they hold. And this is also in terms of helping unlock Namibia's underground wealth. Yeah. Now, Mr. Elkan Utoni, who is an economic geologist at the Geological Survey of Namibia, actually got to break down what, an economic geologist does. And that is, the study really in itself is one that's centered around the formation and distribution of mineral deposits to support mineral exploration and sustainable resource development in the country. But right now, I want to get into something else. Not very different, but I'm also very curious. Mr. Utoni, how does your work support responsible and sustainable mining practices, especially as we balance development with environmental concerns?
Economic geology, basically, it supports that in terms of advice. Yeah. So what we produce products. Okay. And we produce data that can advise investors and anybody else interested in minerals and mining as to where to go, right? Okay. So instead of just speculating, one can actually know exactly where the minerals are and where the highest potential for a certain commodity is. Okay. So in that way, you avoid speculation, which can lead to environmental damage. The other thing that we do is we encourage local use of mineral resources. Okay. And that's actually, which I think it's an exciting point to put in place because as you know, the Ministry of Mines and Energy is no longer that. It has now merged with industries, right? So, and the idea is to really to bring on value addition and maximize it. Okay. So, as economic geologists, we basically influence that in the work that we do because we look at the value addition component as well. Okay. Yes, so which is sustainable because then you're just not exporting raw materials, but you're also adding value locally.
Nice. And you spoke about something that I was just like, yes, we're getting into that right now. In your view, what minerals or regions in the country are showing the most promising signs for future explorations? And what excites you about that potential?
Well, what's really exciting is what's happening in the world right now. Okay. So several nations have identified so-called critical raw materials. Okay. And so Namibia is really has a lot of potential on these commodities. Okay. And an example is lithium, rare earth elements, and phosphate, and so on. I can go on. The list is long. Yes. So these commodities are very important for what is going on right now in the world, which is transitioning from carbon, so a carbon economy, a carbon generating economy, to decarbonization. So the green energy transition. So these commodities are very fundamental to that, and we need them for that. And the regions that are showing potential in Namibia are the western part of the country, primarily the Erongo region.
Nice.
As you know, lithium, tin, and the like are very well endowed there. But also the southern part of the country. But not only that, we are also seeing right now that we are over-reliant, or at least since independence, we've been over-reliant on high-value commodities. But we also have industrial minerals, and they are called development minerals that we are yet to tap. And that has a lot of potential, especially as we move to industrialize. That is something that we should really put emphasis on.
All right. Well, that is the economic geologist at the Geological Survey of Namibia. That's in terms of the Ministry of Industries, Mines and Energy. Mr. Elkan Utoni, who is, of course, giving us an insight there. So you also just get to visualize the minerals and regions in Namibia that are showing the most promising signs. That's for future exploration. And, of course, we could hear the excitement as he speaks of a world where we were carbon reliant, and now we're looking at, green sort of energy. We're looking at decarbonizing as well. I know you've got a long day, and I would, if by no chance of time, I'd probably keep you here forever. But I don't think that's how life works. I need to let you out of my space because I'm sure your day looks hectic. But before we do any of that, any final words from your side?
I'm sure that what I just said basically generated some interest in the public. So if, maybe I'll just say some words to encourage
100%
somebody who wants to get into these. One needs to basically have a desire for learning. You need to learn a lot and keep learning constantly because things keep changing. And also one needs to you need to be academically you need to put in effort academically to get good grades. In a nutshell, that's all I can say.
All right. Well, if this has sparked a little interest in you, or a whole lot of it, that is Mr. Utoni indicating there that your will to learn should not die out at any point, because it will be something you'll need to continuously do. But also, academically, you need to be determined. You need to be committed. And the hard work will come in all forms as well. Mr. Utoni, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, there you have it. And that is, as we had today's lesson looking in on Economic Geologists, study that really highlights the formation and distribution of mineral deposits to support mineral exploration and sustainable resource development right here in the land of the brave. What geologists do is that they assess geological data to identify locations with economic potential for mining. Well, that's it. Until next week, we have your news coming up right now.
Feel good on 99 FM.